So it turns out that you don't need React or Vue to create a solid SPA. All you really need at the end of the day is Livewire. And I know what a lot of you are thinking because at one point, I thought the same thing too. So if you disagree or agree, you can leave your thoughts for me below. You know what? I was just thinking that maybe I lost some of you when I said SPA. And what it stands for is a single page application. And I'm going to give you a really high level of how it works. The user makes an HTTP request, and then the browser sends that request to the server. Then the server responds with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The browser then executes the JavaScript code it receives from the server and renders the SPA. The SPA then makes an HTML request to an API server if necessary, and usually the API server will respond with some kind of JSON or data. The SPA then updates the user interface, usually without a page reload, and this process repeats every time you interact with the application, depending on what the application does. Now that you have a slightly better understanding, most individuals would reach for something along the lines of inertia, the React library or framework, or even Vue.js, which is another great JavaScript framework. However, are you aware that you could accomplish some of the same things using Livewire? And as of yesterday, Livewire version 4 was released with a whole bunch of new features and some of the old ones that we still love and use in version 3. And if you didn't know, Livewire's come a long way since version 1 and 2, and even 3. In the beginning, when you were using Livewire, I think you would look at it as a way of adding some functionality to your components without writing a lot of JavaScript. So for instance, you can create some reusable components and you can use Livewire, which is nicely coupled with alpine.js, to add some interactivity and, some additional functionality to your components. Livewire even plays well with different libraries and UI components. If you want to see that in action, do check out the tutorials on the channel around the FluxUI library, and that was a gift from the creator of Livewire. The new Livewire version 4 comes with a bunch of things that you can use to actually make your SPA super easy. Whether you're working with forwarding attributes, slots, islands, even drag and drop sorting. Plus you get all of the other functionalities and features that you would have in Livewire v3. You can switch back and forth to whatever workflow you're comfortable with and what makes the most sense, which is nice. I'm definitely going to do a deeper dive into upcoming videos. For now, I just want you to understand that Livewire is a Laravel package, so you'll need to have Laravel application up and running first before you can take advantage of Livewire. Okay, let's see what you need to get started. So I'm just going to open up my terminal here. If you're following the documentation, you're going to need Laravel 10 or later, and then a version of PHP 8.1 or later. And I believe the command that they give you is this one, composer require Livewire. However, what we're going to do is going to create a new Laravel project, and we're going to say Laravel new. I'm just going to use L4 for Livewire 4. We know that Laravel comes with starter kits, and I think if you choose none, then you're going to use that command, composer require Livewire, because you're going to have to add Livewire to your project. But in this case, we're just going to select Livewire. Laravel also comes with authentication providers, but in this case, we're just going to pick the default. We're just going to say Laravel's built-in authentication. Version 3 of Livewire introduced Volt. Now, they also recommended that you should be familiar with the standard class-based Livewire usage before trying to use Volt's functional API. So in this case, we're also going to just say no. And then for testing, I'm going to choose pest. And if you want to take advantage of Laravel's AI-assisted development, you can choose yes for this option. And at this point, it wants to check in with you to see if you want to use Herd MPC alongside of Boost, because I chose Boost, right? This enables AI agents to perform tasks for you, such as managing your local sites. You can switch between different versions of PHP and controlling services such as database, Redis, etc. I'm going to say yes for now. You don't have to choose this. You can just leave it at no. And then you choose the code editor that you'd like to work with on Laravel. I'm going to leave that to the default. And then you can choose which agents need AI guidelines for Laravel. So if you're using Cloud Code, Codex, Cursor, Gemini, Junie, which is something that comes with PHP Storm. But it's up to you, and you can just continue. Now you don't have to choose the options that I chose, and you can choose one that makes sense for you and whatever you're creating. Now we can open up our code editor or IDE, whatever you're using, and take a look at the project. Then inside of our project, what we want to take a look at is the composer.json file. And if we take a look here, we'll see that we have the latest version of Livewire install, which is version 4. If we take a quick look at our app directory, we can see that we have Livewire actions and settings here. So some of the default scaffolding that was created when we created the project. And if we go down here to resources and we open up views, we'll see that we have components, settings, Flux. This is the official UI library for Livewire, and it comes with some base components that are free. And then we have our Livewire directory with additional blade files, as we can see. Now, because we created a new Livewire project, according to the documentation, it says that we should create something like, a Livewire layout directory. But as we can see here, there is views, and then there's a layout directory right here, right? And inside of that, you have an app directory, auth directory, and then a file called app. But I also want to mention that if we check the config file here, we'll notice that we don't see the Livewire config file. All right, let's publish the configuration file. So I'm going to open up my terminal. When we run this command, we'll see that the Livewire config file pops up underneath this directory. We'll see right here under component namespaces that Livewire actually checks this resource path. It checks under views, layouts, for where its components are going to be. And it also checks under pages, which we haven't created or doesn't actually exist yet, for what will be page components. So if we go down here and we scroll and we take a look here, we'll see that we do have the layouts. So we do have the view layouts, but we don't have the view pages. And what would be interesting to see is what would happen if we ran PHP Livewire layout. I think the idea behind this was to kind of create some kind of structure for your Livewire components and the layout for your application. So I would definitely recommend publishing the Livewire file. Let's see what happens if we run PHP Artisan Livewire layout with our current folder structure after creating a new project using Laravel new. So it's smart enough to understand this directory already exists, and this is where we're going to reference our Laravel Livewire components. Now, pages does not exist. Let's just keep it simple for now, and we're going to follow the example that's in the documentation. So we're going to say PHP Artisan, we're going to say make, and we're going to make a Livewire component, and we're going to say pages, and let's say we're going to create that post. So we'll say post.create. In our directory structure here, we'll see that layouts exist, and now we have this directory called pages. And underneath that pages directory, we have another directory, and it's called post. And within that post directory, we have a component or a file called create.blade.php. And within that post directory, we have the Livewire component that we created. And it's denoted by having this little lightning bolt beside it, so we know it's a Livewire component. So we can really see what this command here has done. We created a pages directory to hold our Livewire components. And within that directory, we created another directory called posts, because in this case, we want to create a set of posts. And, if it was something else like roles or users or something like that, it'd be like users dot whatever you want to call it. And since we're using a CRUD-like approach to our application, you have something like create, maybe update, delete, maybe edit. So that's why we chose this. But it could be something else like index, depending on what you want to do. Now, if you found this video useful, you can subscribe to the channel and leave me a message or a comment below. But in the next video, I'm going to show you guys a way to use Livewire in a way that I think not a lot of people are looking at, using it. So if you want to stick around for that, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.